Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and yes, we are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we get going here, a little bit of news and then the usual disclaimers. So, good news coming from people who are, wanting money for Paul's care. He's awake, confused, but awake. He is not dead. I will repeat that he is not dead, just really confused, which has been the best news I have literally had all week long. So if you notice that I look exhausted, but extremely relieved, there you go. That's the reason. Alright, folks, now you are going to see the link to this report right there in the description box, alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, and the templates. Folks, you know the drill. Sign your name, click on your senator, and the ever-present and self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. Now, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead, use your headphones, alright? Alright, cool. Now, it is 12:32 in the afternoon, and yes, whereas I am awake, I've also, been going through it for the last 3 days. So if I stumble over my words, folks, my apologies in advance, alright? Fuck. Sorry. Alright, moving on. Medication training. The training shall include the nature of a medication, potential side effects, and any special precautions or requirements. Gee, you think? See requirements for healthcare manual, which must include policies and procedures on medication administration. They say it is implemented and response required. Yes. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm confused if they don't, give an adequate answer underneath this. Okay. Department of Education findings. Not all staff who provide care and instruction to students receiving medication have been trained on potential side effects and or special precautions or requirements. Okay, so you're saying partially implemented. How? Who is the person that knows about the medication? And why is this even put in there when the whole JRC wants to get them off medication and put them on fucking shock devices? Just saying. 12.2 Student Record Training. The private special education program shall train staff to keep current and complete files for each publicly funded enrolled student, and shall train staff to manage such files consistent with the Massachusetts Student Record Regulations 603 CMR 23 and MGL C 71 S34H. Implemented. Response required. Okay. Emergency procedures training. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see how you fell at life here. All staff shall be trained relative to emergency procedures, evacuation policies, and procedures in the use of the alarm system and equipment such as fire extinguishers. The program shall conduct at least 2 evacuation drills per shift at each location annually, including all-day programs, residences in the evening and overnight, to ensure that all students are able to leave the building safely. In addition, the program shall help all students to understand the nature of the drills, make special provisions for the evacuation of any mobility impaired student in the facility, keep a written log of each evacuation drill, which includes date, time, elapsed, participants, students and staff, witnesses, etc. But didn't the New York report put in there that you all often during these drills left the people that you had restrained to 4-point boards where they were? Pretty sure somewhere it said that. It says implemented, response required, no. I would like to see evidence of that. 12.2 Interns and Volunteers Training. If applicable, the training plan includes provisions for the orientation, training, and supervision of interns, volunteers, or others who work at the program. It's saying implemented, response required. No. Are they? Are they? Because, like in any other state, a 3-week training program just for your employees, not adequate. It's not even close to being adequate. It would not guarantee a certification in any other state, period. It's a joke. And the fact that what you're trying to tell me here, Massachusetts, is that in Massachusetts, you consider 3 weeks long enough to work in a mental health position? Remind me to never enroll myself into any mental health programs in Massachusetts. 12.2 Child Care Staff Development and Training. This private special education program shall develop and implement with staff input a detailed written plan for staff development and in-service training of all child care workers. Implemented, response required, no. Is that a fact? And again, I will point to that very same year where you had people who took what someone over the phone said is gospel and shocked 2 students over 71 times. You think they knew that what they could do might medically kill those students, cause a heart attack or a stroke? Are you really trying to tell me? But they have a written plan for the staff development. Is it implemented? No. But moving on, 12.2 Staff Evaluations. Written performance evaluations shall be scheduled and maintained for all staff outlined in the program's Personnel Policy and Procedures Manual. Gotta make sure they remain readily brainwashed, right? Okay, so folks, what are we seeing here is a bunch of smoke being blown up our asses. We're going to close out on this, by the way. We have them sitting there saying that everything looks good on paper. On paper, they say they are trained. On paper, they say that they are emergency trained. On paper, on paper. But what Massachusetts fails to do consistently and has done so throughout this entirety of the report is they have provided no collateral evidence to back it up. We're just supposed to take their word for it. Well, I am sorry, but considering what has gone on over the years at that place, that's just not good enough. If I were Massachusetts, I would want access to the video surveillance footage. Yes, I would want access to it when the JRC did not know that we were looking at it so that they can confirm their consensus that what is being said on paperwork was actually being done in the classroom and in the residences. Just taking somebody's word, especially when you are in medical care, is a joke and a bad one. And it is the kids who suffer for it. It's already bad that they think that doing what they do to kids is completely perfectly fine because the judge's court ordered it. It is an entirely another thing when we're supposed to just assume that everything's hunky-dory okay because their paperwork looks good without any follow-up. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out for this afternoon. Until the next one, we don't get very many views on this channel, and the few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this afternoon, and as always, we here at Smelling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.